Hey, you there. Just wanted to let you know you are now listening to the AK Mindset Podcast.
Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome back. I know it has been a minute. The AK Watch, Jujutsu Kaisen. I know you haven't heard from us for a couple weeks. We apologize, but we're back with a bang. We're going to be covering the last 3 episodes and doing a little synopsis kind of overview of the series, how we felt it went, the character development, and so on. With me today, we do have a special guest. So I want to introduce them first. How is it going, Rotimi?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's good to be on here. Again, love what you guys do, and I'm a big fan of JJK and all things anime. So, yeah, appreciate you guys bring me on.
No worries. It's good to have you on. And we have the usual, the gang, the squad. Speak to them. What's good, Ed?
Yo, we're back like we never left, even though we left for a while. But yeah, JJK again, a little 3-piece like round off of the season. Hope you guys enjoy it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the talk, man.
Yeah, man. Seeing that this is overview, we're going to just jump into 21, and it's the end of the Yuji and Mahito fight, including Todo. Obviously, we from our previous discussion on episode 20, we know that the craziness involved in all of these top grade curse users going all out and kind of building each other up and developing each other as they kind of really fulfill their whole potential. I kind of want to not grasp and talk about the whole like fight and stuff like that. We usually done that, but in this episode we do see that Yuji kind of has a snap moment, a change moment, where you can tell that there's a significant kind of shift in his personality, and he understands that it's the moment where he has Mahito kind of beaten, and Mahito's like begging and groveling on the ground. I think, we've always had the discussion about, do sorcerers like give themselves a disadvantage by having humanity, like having that side of them where they're not fully going on, fully going out, and understanding that sometimes you have to be at the same level as those you're fighting in a war. So I just wanted to get you guys' kind of idea of, do you think it's kind of like the realization of Yuji is too late, or is it good timing? We can start with Ed for this.
I think you can have an argument of both ways, to be fair, because you can say it's too late because they've had losses on our side. And I thought like if Yuji had that kind of mindset earlier of like, you know what, it's a war we're fighting. There's no need to be like nice, and because you get like, we've gone this so many times, like season 1 and season 2, of just that kind of reaction. Like he hesitates before he kills like some curses, or he like feels the type of way, he cringes a little bit. But I feel like he was a lot more like has more decisions. It's like, no, what, this is what we have to do. I felt like it might have been a positive add to his like what's happening in the story, but at the same time, like that change of mindset doesn't really give him that power that he needs to like protect everyone, like Nanami or the people that he's lost so far. So I wouldn't say it's too late. I think it's a good time to have it, but at the same time, it's like, well, if had it a bit sooner, then his mindset would have changed. Maybe he'd have gone a bit stronger. But I don't think when it comes like dealing with the curses, I don't think him having that changed mindset helps that much. But it's helpful in the sense of like, no, he knows what he has to do. He's a bit more determined. But I feel like when it comes to strength to actually do the things, maybe he needs a bit more training. He needs a bit more things to kind of overcome that. But I think it's just kind of both ways.
What about you, Rotimi? Do you are you on the same kind of wavelength in regards to the way his character has been up until now, as in from the previous moments he's been very resistant to go onto that darker side, but now he's like, okay, I'm going all out. Like, I'm here to kill you. Like we saw Mojito, bro was shaking.
I think it kind of ties into the way the author's kind of crafting the story and crafting the life of a Jujutsu sorcerer. So for him, when it comes to like the timing of it, it's a bit difficult to say it's too late or too soon, because it's not really a timing thing. It's not really like you can just switch into a mode where all of a sudden you're just like, oh, let me kill curses. Because when it comes to the cursed energy, it's based on their negative emotions. So I feel like Yuji wouldn't have been able to reach this point, and he wouldn't be able to go further as a Jujutsu sorcerer until he went through all these traumatic events back to back. And I think that's just the way he's trying to build the story and build up the character. As he goes through these different negative experiences, he becomes more and more powerful because he gets more and more negative emotions, and then he's able to defeat more powerful enemies. And I just think that's just the way Jujutsu Kaisen works. It's a bit different from your usual other shonen anime, where they're trying to protect their friends, and then they get more powerful from that. Like, I think there's a lot more logic towards the way he crafts his story in comparison to these other ones. So from the point where you look at all the things like, was it binding vows? Is it? I'm not sure if I got the correct term. Yeah, binding vows, where usually in anime they're talking about their powers and giving away how it works. And as a watcher, you know why it's happening, because they're trying to explain to you what's going on. But if it's actually happening in real life, it doesn't make any sense. But he crafted the way it was like, oh, they can become more powerful by having a trade-off, by giving their enemy some information. So I think it just works into that same logic framework. It's just another way of the way JJK crafts his story. I think it's a very interesting and smart way to build up the character and develop it as it goes along.
Yeah, that's a nice observation. I kind of semi-agree with that, because obviously it's something that has been continuously something we kind of conversated on. But I also wanted to, just because of, our observation of how he writes and how he formulates his stories, do we think this is like permanent transition in Yuji's character? Because we know how some moments JJK can be very lighthearted, very comedic, very fun-loving, and Yuji as a character is somebody who's portrayed both sides very well. Like we know his comedic, lighthearted, fun side, where we can really chill out as a viewer. But do you think the transition from, especially in this moment where we see, oh, he's really gone deep into like that darkness, where he's basically leveraging everything he is and his whole existence, saying that now all I do is kill curses. That's all he's basically saying, it doesn't matter if you get reborn, it doesn't matter if you appear in another time, I will be there and I'll be killing curses. Do you think this transition is now permanent, or I don't know if he will be able to now ever see a softer side of Yuji, just based on the anime? Do you want to go first, Ed?
I think this is who he is now. I think that kind of lightheartedness of Yuji is never going to go away, really. But I think it's also dependent on like the people around him. So unfortunately, it looks like the more they fight this like terrible like foe in front of them, the more losses he's going to get. So maybe that kind of love inside is going to die down a little bit more. Because even jumping ahead like a few episodes, you see like there's still that kind of goofiness in him a little bit. But I think it's just in the front of his mind now, it's like, you know what? I have a job. This is my job. I have to do it. So when the time comes, I'm a bit about that. But when it's not time for that, I think Yuji's still going to be Yuji. Like maybe he's just talking to like his friends, his mentor. It's still going to be like friendly Yuji we know. But I think he's going to be a lot more smooth with the transition of like, okay, it's game time now. I need to get into that mindset of like, this is what I need to do. So I think that transition is going to be a bit smoother, and it's just like immediate, like, oh, this is what I have to do. But I don't think, because that's his personality as Yuji, so I think it's not going to die completely unless like JJK ends with like everyone dying and stuff from Yuji or something. then I can see like that just dying away because it's lonely. But I think that kind of personality just depends on the people who's around. Yuji's always been a friendly person, a nice person, and he builds relationship easily, and he loves the people he's surrounded with. But he's lost a few people, and it's a bit sad. You can see it, but he's always friendly with the people that's left. So, like I said, I think it's just a transition that we'll see. There's a big change of like, okay, game on. I have to fight this person now.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't hide my excitement because I've been asking for the Mamba mentality. I've been asking for that Kobe mentality. I've been saying, bro, lock in. You know, every discussion we've had, I said, why are we playing about sorcerers? I remember a couple of times I was about to, play for the other team. I was about to put on the Cursed Spirit jersey because I'm not gonna lie to you, they're gonna get that ring. But now I see Yuji clocking in. I'm like, okay. All about you, Rotimi. Do you think that this is a character shift that is gonna significantly alter him forever and change that kind of calm, loving, playful side, or are you on the lines of Ed, where he's like he's gonna shift between both?
I agree with what Ed said, and I think I haven't got much. I don't tell anything I would add on to that is I think what will solidify him staying in this state is also his sense of responsibility because of what Sukuna did whilst in his body. He also feels like this. I have to do this now. He's taking it a lot more seriously because he feels like if he doesn't, all he is just a mass murderer because what Sukuna did. So he has to go out and kill these curses and kill as many as he can to stop more humans dying because of the bloodshed that he believes is on his hands. So I think that's a major part which will keep him, leveled and cold-blooded.
Well said. Like for me, as long as they keep that good balance where we're able to not lose the things that kind of made Yuji as a character endearing from episode 1, then I'm cool with that. It's only right we move on and speak about a special individual to all our hearts, a man who is a lover of women and body proportions of significant ranges, man like Todo. And bro, like it's kind of crazy to, because I just need to ask, is he dead? I actually need to know because I don't. Right from this episode, is he dead?
I don't think he's dead. I think he just lost what makes Todo Todo, really.
But he also said
he can't be doing the usual. And it's a shame because the way he used that, the way he was using Boogie Woogie, like he's so smart with it, and the way his character keeps on evolving, because you think he's going to be a certain way if you watch loads of anime, but then you flip and you see his intelligence as well on top of his goofiness, and it's like, for me, he was one of my favorite characters, man. So
same.
Yeah.
Do you think he was done justice in this episode then? Like, do you think like the moment that was obviously such a huge, significant moment, do you think he upped his level and performed to what we would expect?
Oh, of course, 100%. Even without powers, he was able to get the upper hand on Mahito. Like he's just that guy. Like he's always like thinking 2 steps ahead. Like he's an excellent fighter and just overall excellent character. And also I like how Mappa gives him all these special like anime only scenes where you get a glimpse into his mind. So they do all these different flashy stuff, like the one in the previous episodes where it was like he was in My Hero Academia. I know people are hyping up about that. And then he had this weird out of body experience where he was with his idol. I can't remember her name at the moment. And before he clapped Mahito's hand, that was just insane. It's all adds to his fun and his charm. But yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. He's so cold. I think my favorite part, something that I think it was the part where he distracted Mahito, obviously, and bro clapped. But what he said before was like, basically, I don't need hands to clap. It's the embodiment or something of the soul. And I was like, rah. It reminded me of Hunter x Hunter, whatever that old man's name is, when he lost his arm. You know
That's
what I mean? Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Am I lying? It's him. Yeah, it's him. When he lost his arm and bro said, bro, I don't need my hand to clap. Are you mad? And then clap is the soul. And I thought that was cold. Also, even though it immediately led to him saying, but Boogie Woogie has been dead. You know, it's so sad. But it is what it is. It did what it needed to do. It distracted him and it allowed Yuji to hit Mahito with the Black Flash, which is devastating. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah, man. Todo has many good moments in the anime. I'm happy for it. We all the exception. That was great. Clap is an embodiment of the spirit. You know, the Boogie Woogie's dead. He's such a good character, and his battle IQ is amazing as well. To be fair, the whole three of them, Yuji, Mahito, and Todo, they displayed such great battle IQs. They're smart characters. I think just it's more impressive for Todo because Rotimi said, it's like you expect him to be a kind of a character archetype of the big buff meathead who doesn't really think and just fights. But he's goofy. He somehow has an idol stand, and he also he's good, and he still thinks of Yuji as his little brother. So I think it was a great showing from Todo, and I thank you, Mappa, for doing him justice, really.
Yeah. And also, although we hate him, I have to give a shout out to Mahito's performance. Of course. Him. He was just going crazy, bro. He was just going crazy. Man pulled that idle transfiguration, then he did the 0.01 second domain expansion, however quick it was.
Yep.
He just put it out, and thank God they killed him, because if he was able to continue to survive that experience, God knows how powerful he could have gotten.
That guy was an MVP. Doesn't continue growing. He needed to die. You're right.
100% needed to die.
In 1 year, he's not been alive I swear he's not been alive for 6 months. Yes. Imagine Mahito 2 years into JJK.
He's finished.
I saw what Gojo did once. I said, I can do that. What you can do, I can do better, bro.
Bro said, unlimited growth, domain expansion.
I lie. That's his real domain expansion. He was a problem.
Oh my days, yeah, man. Getting to the end of this episode, as you guys rightly mentioned, Mahito has done a great job of being the guy that has opposed a lot of sorcerers, especially towards the end of the season. But we see him at his lowest, and we see him groveling and crawling to the feet of the one and only Getter, who always seems to opportune. You know, he comes and appears at the most opportune time. It's very scary. It's very uncanny. But moving on to episode 22, I think I'm going to continue doing this way. I'm just going to pick on one thing, and the one thing in this episode that I thought was entertaining was Yuji's knack of finding new brothers. And Panda just looking at him and say, bro, what kind of pheromones are you releasing? Because this is not a good look. So obviously we know Choso, main man himself, now conscious, now in the fight, now ready to be a good big brother and fight. I just want to know, what did you guys think about, I think Yuji's unique ability to have people kind of gravitate to him without them even noticing. We'll start with you, Ed.
Yeah, I know there was a big discussion when it happened in the manga. So it's not a spoiler, it hasn't been explained yet. But in the manga, when it first came out, we always questioned, is he a special curse technique he has? If he fights you once, all of a sudden you think is your brothers? Because I'm still confused to this day, like what happened to Joso. Not even Joso, because I think Joso was explained a little bit in this episode, but what happened to Todo is like, how do you, because I feel like Todo truly believed like, this is my little brother, I need to protect him. Joso was a bit more understandable because of the devious things that Ghetto, who's not Ghetto, did to people in his time. But I think, yeah, Yuji also has that kind of, how do I explain it? The Luffy gene, where you meet him once and you know what? Let's ride. I'm gonna fight for you. So I think it's really interesting. I think it shows kind of how character Yuji is, and it's easy to love, support, and yeah, it's just a great characteristics of Yuji. And you can, like we were talking about before, you still see his goofiness as well. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You almost killed me. And now you said I'm little bro. What are you talking about, bro? But yeah, Yuji he's clearly special, and hopefully that gets explained soon why he is.
Yeah, I think what I like about that, before I let Rotimi go, is it's going to be very necessary for him to have that kind of ability in all the areas where he kind of lacks and needs to kind of develop quickly enough to go against such a big shot like Geto. He needs the ability to appeal to others so that they can fill in for what he doesn't have. What about you, Rots? What do you think in regards to his just innate ability to do that?
I think it was great. Like Ed made a good point. You guys made good points, and Luffy was a very good comparison in terms of the way people gravitate towards him, and also the way he sees other people. Like that girl who had a crush on him from high school, the way he interacted with her before, and the way he interacted with her when he met her again. Just this like kind of pretty straightforward approach to it, non-judgmental, very open, very warm. He's that type of character. And I think some people give Yuji a lot of slack because he's not as powerful as like Geto or Todo or these other characters. Like he hasn't come into his own yet. But I think that's a very good part of his character, and I think that's one of the main characters that you like quite that I personally like a lot more. It doesn't necessarily need to be powerful straight off the bat. Like I think people need to be a bit more patient with that aspect of it. It'll probably be boring if he's just like messing people up just at the start. So it's good that he has this trait, and then when it comes to the power skin, he can work on that as time goes on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man.
Yeah, and also like as much as they give him trash, with the other people, I'm pretty sure you're gonna come up to these people in this episode. The other people, the Todo's classmates.
Oh god!
compared to them, there's no way they can be cussing out because those people. I'll get to one of them. One of them in particular have choice words because when I research it, I get even more information that makes it even so much more shameful that they came there. But we'll get to them in a second.
We'll get to them.
Yeah. Because I think usually, like you said, people just make it like he's not the MC of his own series, even though he's the MC. Gojo's more. It's like, yeah, but Gojo is like that kind of character made for, that kind of awe. It's like Yami in Black Clover. But I think if you also look at it, the incredible kind of adaptation and like increase of power that Yuji had from if you remember the first episode and where he is now, it's not been that long in the story. And that's so impressive. But people just ignore it because obviously, but there's Geto, there's Todo, there's this person, there's Nanami, there's this. I say, but yeah, but he's been a sorcerer for like what, 6 months, 7 months? Look at the growth. He had no idea what like sorcery was. He didn't know about curse spirits or techniques and stuff like that. But look at him now.
It's true.
Black Flash at will.
It's crazy.
I think he's very impressive and people shouldn't downplay him at all. And the added ability of him just like drawing people closer to him every time. Come on, man. Yuji is great, in my opinion.
It's definitely a recipe for success. And we're just going to continue to watch him, innit? But, we see people who are on business in regards to violence, and we see people who are take an opportunity to do business. May. We kind of have to talk about that. Why is she in Malaysia? Why? But we don't have to get to the sus stuff. We don't even have to get we don't even have to go to there. When her people them are fighting a war. She's out here talking about, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, take our stocks out of Japan because, money we have to make. And these stocks are going to be crashing real soon. So you guys, I'm going to start with Rotimi. How do you feel about the disparity between how certain people act when it's like life and death, war, all out, humanity on the line, where others are making sacrifices and other people are chilling in hotels?
Well, she's always been showing you she's just about the bag. That's all she's ever about. Like she's been like that from the jump, so I'm not even surprised that she's on the way to Malaysia straight away. She's basically doing what Nanami wanted to do. What Nanami wanted to do is what she's doing, but Nanami, he's too good of a person to go out and just chill. So when he was dying, he was dreaming of himself, dancing around on the beach. She's actually living that life in real life. So it's like kind of the contrast between Nanami, who's a character who wants to do all that stuff. He doesn't like doing it overtime, but he does it anyway because he feels he feels he feels the duty of the Jujutsu sorcerer. And you have her, she's like, I'm just about my money. I'm just about rising up and doing what I can. And then also on top of that, she has her activities on the side, which is yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know if I can even talk about it on YouTube or whatever.
We have to just avoid that at all costs.
Because that one was a mad one. I was looking, I was like, hey, what is wrong with this woman?
It's crazy. What about you, Ed?
She a weirdo. Weird, fam. But I think like Rotimi said, I think that kind of contrast between her and Nanami, it hurt a little bit. I think if you heard about what we're talking about since like earlier episodes, like no, Mei is pretty good, except from the obvious kind of nastiness. But she's an impressive character and like a mindset. But I normally like back chasers, but she I don't know. This episode just make me not like her as much anymore. The fact that she's actually in the place where Nanami was dreaming of before he died, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there now and just live my life. Let's make money moves. I was just vexed. I was like, what? But at the same time, I guess she said, I'm gonna put myself first, Lucius. So it's like, yeah, you know what? I can't even get angry. But the other thing, yeah, she a weirdo for that. But yeah, she's just, I don't know. For someone so powerful, I think, kind of sense of duty, like what Jim was saying, would shine through. But I think she's just like, you know what? Let me be selfish. And at the same time, I really can't argue with that, She wants to live because people are dropping like flies. So
yeah, man. When the death toll is looking like that, like you have to have a special duty, a special bond to your duty and drive to being dutiful in that kind of situation. If not, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, Malaysia that time of year, it sounded kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I've just seen Mahito, and I looked the other way. Is Malaysia for me? I'm choosing Malaysia, bro.
Same here.
So in that sense, I really can't blame her. But when you see other people like dying and fighting so hard, it's hard not to like hate her decision. And on top of that, she's a weirdo, so it's a
double whammy.
Her character is an interesting choice by JJK anyway.
Yeah, the double whammy.
The thing is, she's not even shook, bro. Like all the other ones, you can understand if they're shook. Like that guy, I'm not sure his name yet, but there was one guy who was with the panda. One of the older Jujutsu guys with the panda.
Kusabe.
Brown hair.
Kusabe.
Kusabe, yeah. He didn't want to be there, bro. That guy was shook, and he literally left her made you understand because he's shook, bro. She wasn't, maybe isn't even shook, bro. She just doesn't give a damn. She's like, but unless they pay me extra, I'm out.
Yeah. Because she's not weak. Yeah, she's not strong. She's not shook. She survived Ghetto. It's like, yeah, I'm out, bro. There's too much work. Double the bag, or I'm chilling in the hotel.
Yeah, man. Well, moving on, because another person who, we're going back to Choso, dutiful. This guy is the abundance of duty to his brothers, and obviously confronting Ghetto, and we get the identity reveal. It's kind of crazy. Noatisho, well, how do you pronounce his name? Noatisho or Naotishi? Noatoshi Kamo. That's the one.
That's the word.
Naotoshi. Apologies to our Japanese dons out there.
Butchering the name,
We
fam.
butchered the name. It's crazy. But yeah, how do you guys feel? I think there's kind of two questions. The two things that were very much played on my mind. First thing, crazy reveal, timed reveal. I like how it was revealed through Choso and that kind of looking out for my brother and saying, "Hey, you're the evil person who experimented on my mum." And stuff like that. I can't believe. First thing, he's embarrassed because like I can't believe, bro, I was working for you. I was working for you and you're doing all this. This is crazy. Like I served you. And then secondly, now he has full realization and clarity in regards to whom he should be protecting and what side he should be fighting on. And lastly, also the fact that how do you beat a guy who has hundreds of years of experience and has been plotting way before you were even a concept or idea? Like, how do you do that? I'm going to start with Rots on this one. Do you like the reveal?
I thought the reveal was great. It was a bit complex and confusing at the start because, like, oh, who is this person? Obviously, you have to flash back from before where, you know, Gojo saw who we thought was Geto, and then we had that brain reveal. We saw, like, tears coming down the eyes. I think I'm anime only, so it made sense to me. But the people that read in the manga, they thought that was blood. But seeing it was tears, it kind of added another element to it. It's like, oh, so Geto is in there somewhere, but but we're not sure how much control it actually has over that body. Pretty much none from what we've seen. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting villain. Obviously with somebody like Gojo in there, still there. I know he's sealed at the moment. He may come back in the future. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen in the manga. We need somebody we need a villain like this to step up, or else it just looks like, oh, you know, yeah, eventually as soon as they get Gojo out, you know, everything's going to be sorted again. So we need, you know, we can just say Avengers level threat if you want to say it that way. And I'm don't fully understand his motivations yet. Is what he did at the end with the whole cunning game and everything like that. It's very interesting strategy, and I'm interested to see more about how he developed that character, and also seeing Chozo and his switch was kind of interesting to see. It also kind of blurs the lines between human and curse as well, with him being half curse, half human. That was a very interesting reveal there, and it kind of also adds to the kind of the curse's motives as well, and their animosity towards Jujutsu sorcerers. So I think I think it's like I said, I'm a big fan of Jujutsu Kaisen because of its complexity. Although I have to say that some of this takes a bit of extra research to do. A bit of extra research, man.
100%.
There's no other anime that's more complex, but I swear they have to. Maybe they need to start doing lectures for each episode.
They have to. They have to. I'll be there.
Lectures, man, for us to understand some of this stuff, like the power scaling, the story elements, everything. He needs to start doing lectures.
Bro, I stopped reading it. I stopped reading it because my head was confused and I was lost. I said, you know what? No, not anymore. I can't. Let me just be confused in one medium, anime. That's all. I can't be confused in two mediums. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, this is as well. Gege was trying to do his best Hunter x Hunter impression right there, because in the manga, bro, I've been looking at it like, what is going on? What are you yapping about, bruv? And it doesn't even get into the current game talk because it gets even more confusing. But Kamo, he's a sicko. He is despicable because the things he'll be doing is wild. But I think that's a very important point you made, Rotimi, about like how bloodlines are between like cursed spirits and humans. And because Choso, that must have been a weird experience, bro. It's like, you know what? I served you, I was following your lead. I was fighting my brother, essentially. I almost killed him just to find out, like, oh, it's my brother. And you did, like, terrible things to my mother to create me and my brothers. So it was just a weird experience. And, yeah, Geto, trying to, like, steal in that body, I think might be, but I don't know. I think it's pretty much gone at this point. But Camo, like Rogel said, with the years and years of experience and just ample time. He has Batman levels of like preparation of what he wants to do or what he wants to carry out. Maybe I'm not too sure what it is yet, but he has plans, and he's just maybe it's not like the strength of Sukuna, but the intelligence it's frightening, and the mere time he's had to prepare for it, it's something to worry about greatly. And this is what a real sorcerer is, because the other camo, useless. This is the real guy right here.
The elite of the elite. You see the difference. The difference is self-evident. No explanation needed.
Yeah.
Quickly to wrap up this episode 22, how did I need to know, because I loved the fight. Like, we haven't really talked about it, but the fight between, obviously, combination of Choso and Yuji going off against Geto, bro, it went crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you, it went crazy. And the blood ability, compression ability, like, he uses it at a different level. At a different level. I was the whole time I was like, bro, like, yo, you might be anemic after this. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anemia is gonna hit you hard if you keep releasing out my blood. But
he's
yeah,
a spirit, man. You don't need the blood.
You don't need the blood.
Yeah.
What do you think? You can start with you, bro.
I think I'm glad you didn't mention the other people were fighting in quotation marks. It was Yuji and Choso there. Did not work. And what's his name? I forget his name. The guy with the sword, the teacher. He was impressive as well. Blocking that hit on the useless other characters. But yeah, man, it was interesting. Choso, he was very impressive. But I think what was more impressive was Camo just dealing with it easily. Easily. He was fighting everyone. He was dealing with it easily. He got support with the ice user there, but I mean, the fight was beautiful. The rest of those teammates are just a disappointment, really and truly. I don't want to talk about them. They're not worth it. Because I'd use like, oh, I prepared for this. I'm going to use this. I never use the sword again to get blocked.
And your sword break. Embarrassing.
What? You know that was a whole binding vow, bro.
Hey, Rotimi, I need you to go on.
That strike was a whole binding vow.
Tell us.
Binding vow. She made a whole binding vow to say she wouldn't be able to use. She made a binding vow that she wouldn't be able to use the sword again for a strike that he blocked with his hand and broke the sword.
It's crazy.
Do you know how sorry that is? Do you know how sad that is? She was even they were all pre-warned. They said don't come anywhere near there. We know that you guys are not got the capacity. We know you guys not got. And they came there like, we're gonna prove it wrong. We're strong, yeah. We're gonna take it. And they came and absolutely embarrassed themselves. They didn't even get one hit. No, they even make him dodge. Absolutely embarrassing. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh, man had a gun. She had a gun and it wasn't useful. So, arrows, nothing. It's just like almost she got hit by Uzumaki as well, and it got saved by somebody else. You're literally making everyone else's job harder because we have to save you now. It was embarrassing, and it was stinky performance. This was a 0-0. It was terrible. No rebounds, no baskets, no assists. Just terrible.
Rotimi, I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know. Why did Todo's classmates pass their classes?
I need to know, man. You know, I don't know what the criteria was for passing, but hey, it clearly was extremely, extremely low. And I also think that Gojo, one thing is Gojo, man, was really carrying the whole Jujutsu Sorcerer universe, because without him, God knows the damage that these curses could have done. God knows the damage. That's probably why they've been allowed to be this sad and allowed to be there dilly-dallying, because Gojo's there dealing with all the serious issues around the area.
Yeah.
So they're allowed to just relax and chill. One of them doesn't even want to be a Jujutsu sorcerer. Now she's got a reason to quit now, because like if you're using a gun and you don't ever hit your target, then you might as well just go on somewhere.
Useless, bro. I think they just give a bad name to Jujutsu sorcerers, because it's like, oh, Gojo's, because you have people like Nanami, you have all the great characters just doing the thing, and there's just this people just like, how? Even Nanami, like, how do you compare to Nanami? As even a special grade, he's a first grade. Because put number on there as well. Because what did she do? It's just I don't know. I don't know how they did it. I think it was like this is the only choice we have, so we're gonna take them anyway. I don't think there's like a criteria to pass. You have curse techniques. Just join. We need people. We can't have Gojo doing everything, so just join. I think that's the selection process.
Yeah, man. Bro, I think we've allowed them to have enough shine, even though they did not deserve any shine. And you know, if they survive this, it's crazy because the best of the best are not surviving this season, and we're left with these donuts. Like Rotimi said, I 100% agree. Just the degree to how dominant Gojo was, and carrying the whole of sorcerers. One man team. He actually made everybody else soft. Everybody was soft because they were like, Gojo's got it. They were sleeping easy. I would love to. I wish I was in the room when the higher ups heard, well, we lost Gojo. I know they were crying. I know they were crying.
Actually,
you said that, but the next episode,
they shows they were doing the exact opposite. Actually, they're rejoicing.
Well, they're donuts.
But yeah, we can get onto that.
Of course, the
black. God knows why they're rejoicing and why they hate Gojo. I mean, they're all corrupt in it, so that's why these guys are happy that Gojo's gone, because Gojo is the one that's keeping Gojo is keeping everything in check. He's keeping the society in check, and he's keeping the curses in check. Like with him gone, it just gives like free reign to all of the evil in the world to just come together, and
everybody now has a master plan.
So now it's all rests on Yuji's shoulders.
Yeah, man. Well, Gate of Close, last episode 23, Yuki's arrival. The Yuki and Geto conversation on their conflicting ideologies. I don't truly understand it, but I know Geto's kind of concept around optimizing cursed energy. And obviously, Yuki, she had a weird moment when she was actually, it wasn't odd, but she was conversating or trying to talk to the real Geto. Obviously, they've had previous conversation when she challenged him and said, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to push towards? How are you going to fulfill this dream? Are you able to? And stuff like that. And also realized, I don't know if she was trying to see if a part of Geto was still there. I don't know if she was expecting a reaction, but she didn't get it. And she is now aware that Mahito has been eaten Uzumaki maximum style, and now we're confronted with the real situation that is him releasing his technique, the latent technique that is basically turning, from what I see, turning people's and latent sorcerer or cursed energy ability on. And that's going to drastically shift the dynamics of the world. I don't know what his big picture plan is because it's not clear, but how do you think the world will cope with the onslaught of the abundance of cursed energy? We can start with you, Ed.
Yeah, I think that's his plan. It's just gonna go really terribly because it's just not what it's meant to be. There's too many curse spirits that's just roaming Japan now specifically. So I think he just wants to cause chaos and like in a great unbalance where everyone's just like, it's almost forced to kill everyone with no curse technique. I think he's, weirdly enough, his ideals kind of goes in hand with Geto's a little bit. I think there's a lot more sinister thought behind what Kama's trying to do. And I was glad Yuki came as well because she's also a special grade sorcerer, like trying to like reason, but obviously Geto's gone, bruv. It's not there no more. But it's scary hours for everyone in Japan, specifically Japan as well, which is crazy.
What about you, Rotimi?
Yeah, I will say it's GG moment, bruv. Like these guys are these guys are gonna go through it. So with no Gojo, like it's just a double-edged sword. There's gonna be more curses out there, more curse energy building up. Curses are gonna be stronger. There's gonna be more of them. It's just gonna be total chaos, and that's what obviously the villain is going for. I'm not sure what the end goal is, but yeah, it's going to be rough. And then it's also interesting that the response to that from the people who are in charge of trying to control this is the complete opposite of what you'd expect. Instead, they're going after the people that can actually help you out and sort out the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Things are gonna get a lot peaker, and it's already been peaked. The Shibuya incident is just gonna be the start, from what I can imagine.
Yeah, we might as well talk about that because we see how devastating the immediate kind of onslaught of the kind of the bringing about of a new age, and people world countrywide reacting to mysterious attacks, the actual government struggling to dealing with stuff. You see the news reports going public, trying to struggle with the idea of letting people know the existence of cursed energy. But bro, it's not a struggle because they are going to see it themselves. So you either tell them what's going on, or they're going to be mad confused when they're just dying en masse, and rampant like destruction along the streets. But yeah, like you said, the Gojo incident, or declared accomplice of the Shibuya incident to Gojo by the higher ups, and they make Yuji the executioner, or Yuta, the executioner of Yuji. And like you said, they're going for the wrong person. Why? I don't know why their mind has decided that this was the best course of action. So let us know, Rotimi, first. What do you think of the whole chaos in regards to obviously the government and also the sorcerers higher ups?
Yeah, I think it's pretty. Well, I think it's crazy. It means there's a lot of trouble for you. He's got a powerful sorcerer on his way. Like Yuta, we see how powerful he is, and it's been mentioned quite a lot that he is like other than Gojo, like he's like the next guy that can really do damage. And with him back there, like it's gonna be very interesting. Also with the government reaction, and also Jujutsu High, they're pretty much showing their true colors. They show they haven't really got the Republic's interests at heart. They've got their own selfish desires, and now they're pretty much acting. They've got the free reign to act upon that. But we're hoping that Yuji and the gang and all the good people out there can try and fight back against that. But they haven't got their key piece with Gojo there, so I'm not sure how they're going to be able to fight against this. Maybe they can turn Yuta onto the right side in the future. And it was also weird seeing that the guy who lost his arm. I keep on forgetting all the names on Jujutsu Kaisen because there's so many. What's the guy of
the same thing?
The one who can use his voice in order to make you do whatever he wants, basically. So he uses different words.
Speech.
The cursed speech. Yes, the cursed speech ability. Toge, yeah. He lost his arm during a Shibuya incident. It didn't show you when, but I think I looked up and it said it was apparently during the Malevolent Shrine domain expansion. Apparently he was running away from that, and his arm got caught up on it. So that's how he lost his arm. Basically.
I'm surprised he survived. Can't lie to you.
Yeah, he must have been right on the outside of the range, because it's like damn near impossible to avoid that domain expansion. Not even like Todo. If he's caught up in like the hit range, can really escape it unscathed.
Yeah. I think that's what.
Toji. Sorry, what was I supposed to say? Toji.
Toji.
The original.
Because Todo might be able to escape it.
Well, you think Toji can escape it?
Todo? maybe because of his technique. Toji,
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't think it could. But yeah, I think it was a bit sad for Toge. I think that's a driving force for what Yuta is trying to do as well. But I think Yuta is a lot more level-headed, so maybe hopefully there's a conversation to be had before he just try and kills Yuji. But he must know, like, if he kills Yuji as well, there's a potential. Actually, if he kills Yuji, Sakura dies as well, so never mind. You know, the person that got the meanest stray possible is the principal, Yaga.
Yeah.
Why did he? He must be saying like a 50 cent. What did I do? Well, he was chilling, and they said, "Yeah, you gotta go too."
Said,
So we
huh?
didn't even see him this season, and Yaga is getting in trouble for this. That was wild to me. But yeah, the people are stupid because what are you gonna do? Who's gonna defeat Gojo? Please tell me. Who's gonna defeat Gojo? Because I don't think they're thinking really and truly. Because I don't know, that just doesn't make sense to me at all. But yeah, the world is again, it's scary because they should just tell people like, this is a fact. Curse techniques are out. Curse spirits, are coming for you. Run away, stay safe, travel to China, travel to all the neighboring countries because it's not safe here. But they're keeping stum for some reason, and people are dying. And yeah, chaos is ensuing.
Chaos indeed. I have to agree with every comment you guys have made. I definitely think that it's, when there's large or big power shifts, everybody who has stakes are always trying to move their chips and reorganize themselves so they can be in a favorable position to, win as much or take as much as they can. But the higher ups are not thinking because there will be nothing to take at the end of this. There will be nothing in play. There will be nothing to play for. So there's no need to be making decisions that will adversely affect humanity and sorcerers alike. That's basically the end of episode 3. I do want to quickly just go through our overall ratings of the seasons, what we liked, what made it this season a special one. I'll start with our guest, Rotimi.
So are we including with this season? Are we including the first part with the flashback?
You can,
part
yes.
Of the season. We just purely looking at, if we include that as well, this season easily gets from me a 9 out of 10 because I think as great as some of the episodes in the Shibuya arc were like the flashback scenes were also exceptional. I think the introduction of Toji, the Toji versus Gojo fight was amazing, and then the whole awakening section was amazing. And then when it comes to Shibuya arc, you obviously had the Chozo versus Yuji fight. I think from a storytelling perspective, this season was amazing. When we look at the where we saw the rise of Geto and why he became what he became, we got a bit more background on Gojo, his ambition, and his thoughts and feelings towards different characters. We had the awakening of Yuji. We saw Mahuto get to more of his devious actions. He became a much more, well, he was already a villain we hated from the jump, but I think he just did even more this season for us to hate him even more. And there's some people that question whether he's a good antagonist, which I think is ridiculous. I think he's probably one of the best we've seen in the most recent years. And yeah, I think this season was excellent. Animation, of course, brilliant. Well, I'd say the only criticism I'd say of some of the season would be maybe at times it was a bit there was a lot going on, so it's a bit hard to follow some of the animation because they were doing so much there. But I'm not going to criticize it too much because I love the ambition in order to bring as much to life as possible and to try and visualize the power and the scale of all the activities that are going on during the different fights and during the Shibuya, especially with the Sukuna versus I've forgotten his
Maharaga. Maharaga.
No, yeah. There was that one, and then there was the one versus Jogo as well.
Oh,
Both of
Jugo,
them,
yeah.
Jugo, yeah. All those fights, the scale of those fights was insane, and yeah, the animation on those fights was insane. So yeah, I think it was amazing. Also, we got another great opening as well in the first part. That it was actually, I forgot. I keep forgetting all the names of everything, man. It's been a
You are
while. It's
my
been a few weeks.
special.
No, the one before for the flashback scenes.
For the flashback, I can't
Where
remember.
is my blue? Is it Where is my
Mm.
blue? Am I correct on that one?
Draw.
I'm not even sure. I'm going to take your word. We'll pretend that is, but you guys know what we're talking about.
The one for the flashback scene. You know the opening, man. The opening for the one that's been trending all over the place. It was like you might as well.
Oh, yeah, that was cold. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah,
That
that's cold.
one.
I know what you mean. Yeah. That was hard.
I love that one as well. So I think for me, for last year, it was easily one of the top two animes for me in 2023 because of the quality that they brought, and I just can't wait for what else they bring to the table going forward.
Yeah, man. What about you, Ed, then? How did you find the season?
Yes. I think the name you're looking for, Rotimi, was Blue House. Yeah, it was a great opening. For the series in general, it was amazing. I think I ranked it like a 9 as well. I think I'll rank it like a 9.5 actually. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So many shrines for the characters. I mean, introduction of Toji was amazing. I think he was probably one of the standard characters of the season. Gojo being Gojo, obviously. Nanami got a shine as well. Even Yuji, Mahito, obviously. It was a great season for characters and the story wise as well. Fights, animation, music, emotions. It was good. It was amazing. And we get Yuta coming back as well. Finally introduced since first time since like film Zero. He's actually been in the series. We see his face. He's come back from eating pounded yam in Africa. And it's like, you know what? Let me help, I guess. I've eaten too much pounded yam and banku and we do. So let me join the fight. But it was a great season. I didn't know it was gonna like first season of Jujutsu Kaisen was amazing, and for this to surpass it was amazing. The flashback was too good. See like Gojo was a little bit beatable before. He's just different animal now. Toji was doing this thing. Geto, the kind of ideologies between Geto and Yuki as well. Then we got to the Shibuya incident, and just the chaos ensuing. It was good, and I feel like it just ended just like that. Cause like, oh, I need more. Then it was done. So I can't wait for season 3. And when you make me wait for the next season, already you're an amazing season of anime. So that was great.
I almost forgot. I have to give a special shout out to Toji, bro, for just being the coldest motherfucker alive, man. What a performance from him this season, man. He was crazy. He was crazy. He might be my favorite part from this past season. Actually, that's how much I enjoy his character.
He was menace.
Yeah, we had a lot of outstanding performers. For me personally, it was a season that you'd be surprised that you'd end up smiling and joyful, given how traumatic the whole experience was. But even though it was traumatic, there was a commitment to character growth, great action, great just cinematic, and how everything was structured. It was just beautifully done. You can tell that the writers, directors were all aligned and were very passionate about what they're working on, and it really translated. I was gripped every moment, every second, every episode. Although it continued to produce jargon and like theories that are kind of hard to understand. JJK is very difficult to grasp sometimes, but still, like, it's worth it. It's worth working through. So for me, it's definitely a high 9 out of 10. Well, we are coming to a close. I would like to thank our special guest, Rotimi, a guest that will continue to come on and conversate with us. We do appreciate having you on.
Cheers, brother.
And yeah, man, the 8K watch, the last one for JJK. It's sad to let you go, but we kind of have to. Ed, do you want to end or add any final words?
Yes. Another thank you to Rotimi for joining us for this, and I'm sure Daniel sends his regards as well. And yeah, it was a great season. We thank you so much for keeping up with us. The views were amazing on YouTube as well, so a special thank you to that from us. And yeah, this is to many more AK watches that we enjoy and go into much details. And yeah, we appreciate it. We shall see you and talk to you next time. Deuces.
Peace.
Love you.